All right, let's dive into a universe that's, well, a little different. It's not just about magic and monsters. It's built on this really profound idea that the greatest power, the real power, is forged from within. And that, right there, is the heart of the Harmonya Chronicles. And it all kicks off with this simple, but honestly, incredibly powerful mantra. Imagine, believe, create. Now, you might think, okay, that's a nice poster, but in this universe, no, that's not just a hopeful saying. It is the literal law of magic. Your conviction, what you truly believe, can actually shape reality itself. Wild, right? So you gotta ask, what kind of world is born from an idea like that? Well, you get a realm just brimming with magic, discovery, and adventure at every turn. So come on, let's step into Harmonya. And wow, this world is it's vast and it feels alive. We're talking about enchanted valleys like Kadanya, where nature itself is just humming with magic. You've got castles that literally seem to breathe with history, mystical forests where shadows flicker and dance. And of course, what's a fantasy world without magnificent dragons, right? We've got the Fire King Onibi and Prince Hino. Oh, and yeah, there are magical portals that can zip you from one place to another in a blink, the whole 9 yards. You know, this quote just nails the feeling of Harmonya perfectly. Magic isn't some far-off, complicated thing for a chosen few. It's literally woven into the very air you breathe. It's like this constant invitation whispering, hey, be curious. There is an adventure waiting for you right around the corner. But you know how it is. In a world that's so full of light and wonder, well, a great shadow has to rise up and challenge it. And that brings us to the epic conflict at the very heart of this entire saga. So let's meet the big bad, Malachar. And listen, this guy is not just some brute force villain you can punch into submission. He's a tyrant god, a master manipulator who rules through absolute terror. And get this, his greatest weapon isn't some giant army. It's the incredibly intricate webs of deception he's been weaving for millennia. It's like this dark tapestry of fear, so complex, so vast, that no one can see the full picture. That's terrifying. And the conflict he's waging, it's cosmic in scale, all built on this idea of eternal balance. On one side, you have the Fellowship of the Seven Dragon Warriors, the champions of light. And forged in darkness specifically to oppose them are Malachar's own twisted creation, the Seven Phantoms. We're talking demons of pure, unadulterated malevolence. It's a classic showdown. Okay, and this is where the Harmonya Chronicles really becomes more than just another fantasy epic. It takes this huge external war and pivots to something much more personal, something internal. Which really makes you wonder, right? In a world where you're facing down actual gods and their demonic armies, where does your real strength come from? Is it just the sword in your hand? Or is it something else entirely? The answer, and this is the core of the whole thing, lies in a philosophy called the powerful place. Now, don't think of it as a spot on a map. Think of it more like an inner sanctuary, a mental landscape that anyone, and I mean anyone, can access. It's your own personal space for reflection, for finding clarity. It's almost like a form of supercharged mindfulness, a way to cultivate the wisdom you absolutely need to face all the chaos the world throws at you. And this whole philosophy is built on 4 key principles that basically guide a warrior's entire journey. First, you have to know yourself. Really dig deep into your own strengths and weaknesses. From there, you learn to know the surroundings, to see the world for what it really is. The big goal here is to create balance between that inner world of yours and the outer world. And when you do that, you can respond to life with real intention instead of just, reacting on impulse all the time. Okay, so that's the theory, right? Sounds good. But how does this philosophy actually work on the battlefield? When the swords are drawn and magic is flying everywhere. Well, meet our protagonist, Stormbringer. He's our case study. As a Senshi warrior, he's an absolutely elite fighter. But more importantly, he's the living, breathing embodiment of this whole powerful place philosophy. Every quest he goes on is designed to test not just his strength, but his inner fortitude, his mind, and his very soul. And believe me, his trials are the stuff of legend. We're talking vanquishing the dark sorcerer Volgrath, confronting Lilith, this terrifying beast that crawled out of a magical lake. He's even had to face down King Eldar, a good king who totally fell to paranoia and darkness. Oh, And he battled a giant serpent in a shadowy labyrinth. You know, classic hero stuff, right? But here's the twist. The real challenge for Stormbringer goes way deeper than just slaying monsters. This quote kind of says it all, doesn't it? It's about dealing with betrayal, letting go of the past, so you can actually move forward. That inner battle, man, that's often the most dangerous one of all. And that is the key. For a hero like Stormbringer, stopping for self-reflection isn't a distraction from the quest, it is the quest. Understanding his own mind, finding that inner balance, that's precisely what gives him the strength to pick up his sword and actually win the day. So, let's recap. We have this massive, multi-layered universe that's blending epic fantasy with some seriously deep philosophy. So who is the single mind behind this whole thing? The answer is, well, it's pretty remarkable. 15 years. That's how long it's taken to craft this entire saga. A decade and a half of dedicated work. And every bit of it, from the world building to the music to the philosophy, comes from just one person. The entire Harmonya Chronicles intellectual property is 100% owned and controlled by its creator, SHAHEER J. SYED. Think about that. In an age of these massive corporate-owned universes, it's almost unheard of. A vast transmedia world that is the product of a single, unified vision. And when I say he created it, I mean all of it. He's not just the author, he's the composer, the lyricist, the fantasy world architect. He is literally building every single facet of this universe, from the words on the page to the music that will fill its air. And maybe the most exciting part of all? The story is just getting started. This isn't a finished book on a shelf. It's an ongoing saga, a living universe that's constantly expanding. There are always new adventures on the horizon. Which leaves us with one last powerful question. A question posed by the saga itself. It's asking you to discover the story, and in doing so, discover yourself, to really ask who you are and who you want to become. Because you see, Harmonia isn't just a fantasy world out there, it's a mirror, and it's looking right back at you, asking, are you the warrior this land desperately needs?